Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whatever time y'all are tuning in, I certainly appreciate y'all are here. Today's video, guys, I'm going to give y'all a tour of my knife showroom, knife museum, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go through the displays. I'm going to show you some knives all around the room. It's going to be fun. And we're also going to be adding a knife to a knife set, a made in USA knife set that I received from Mr. Dillon, all the way from Carrollton, Virginia last week. We're also going to be adding a Remington knife to my Remington display case. Lots going on in this video, guys. Lots going to be happening, but I love it. I really do. I could sit here and talk about knives all day long, and I mean that. I really do. And we also, guys, going to be showing some information on Mr. Jim, Barlow Brigade. He's got a YouTube channel. Y'all be sure to check him out. He shows some awesome knives, and an older gentleman that is just as nice as they can be. He's actually out there in Wiggins, Mississippi, where Deep South Cutlery is. Just a great guy. Y'all make sure to check out Barlow Brigade on YouTube. Here he is right here. An awesome guy. But I'm gonna be sharing the information my book has on that Barlow knife that he sent in. Mr. Wade thinks it was stagged. It's really pocket worn. It's a beautiful knife, but I'll be sharing the information with you that what my book has on that. Well, anyway, guys, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in today, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, guys, here are the knives we're going to be talking about. Remember, this is the knife that Mr. Dillon sent in last week from Carrollton, Virginia. Or I actually opened the package up last week. He sent it about 3 to 4 weeks ago. But it's missing a knife here. But it's Buck USA made. And this is I think we determined it's a 2012. This is the 390 Buck USA. I absolutely love this knife. I'm going to be putting a lanyard in it. But it's got jimping on the back of the blade. But I absolutely love that knife. I love the way it feels. And I was wondering last week about a knife that was missing here. And it's actually this knife here. It's a little caper right here. I believe it's a Buck Packlight 135. But I ordered this thing. Well, first of all, Mr. Kendall from Tennessee called me and told me that, hey, Kevin, there's a website, and he actually shared this website out there at the trade days with me. He gave me a sticker. But he said they have that little caper knife over there on the Firearms Unknown. I think that's right. And the correct name would be right here. But he said, you won't believe the price. And anyway, I called him. Well, I went on their website and ordered it. But here it is right here. It's the Caper Buck 135. And that right there, my friends, is a 2012. I think it matches this right here. And it's so cool. See that right there? It's the same doggone year. See that? Where is it at? Right there. That little symbol right there, right of the 5 on 135. Same symbol as that right there. It's got the little curve in it with a dot right there. Pretty cool, ain't it? So this is a 2012, and it matches this set here. Now it's not missing the knife here. Let me unbuckle this. So what we're about to do here, we're going to add this to the sheath, snap it in place, and we're going to put this in here and snap that in place. Now, ain't that cool? Now we got a complete set. But I just want to thank Mr. Kendall for letting me know. But there was I got that knife, guys. $6.99 they were selling that knife for, and they have more of them. If y'all need one, it don't come with a sheath, but that's the exact knife that come with this set here. and it's the same year. So this set is now complete. How about that? But now the shipping was $9, so I got it for like $16 and some change. I don't forget what exact, but it's a complete set now, and I absolutely love this. And I just want to thank Mr. Kendall again for letting me know. He called me. He said, "Buddy, they got that knife at Firearms Unknown." Again, if that name is wrong, apologize, but that's the way I remember it. But I'm very terrible with names now. But anyway, and you can get it for $6.99. So I went on there that evening and ordered it, and it's here today. So very cool. And now I have a complete set, and that's awesome. Awesome. All right, now we're going, let's talk about this little slip here that Knife Crazy and Carolina Knives made for me for my knife show here. Knife show knife. You see this right here? This is India stag. It's bone cut to make look like stag, but it's got the Knife Doctor on the bolster. These will be at the knife show. I ordered 100 of them, and Ellaville Knife Show 2024 right there. But it's got half stop, but it's a Barlow with half stop. It's got carbon steel blades, but they were made by Mr. Ken Griffey in Jacksonville, Alabama. Bear & Son, USA. Ain't that awesome? Made exclusively just for my knife show. And this slip right here is very well made. They're really getting good at that, guys. That stamp looks really good. That's Carolina Knives, his logo. That's Knife Crazy. Y'all go check them out on YouTube, but they were just here over the weekend, and I appreciate them so much for driving all the way down from South Carolina to do my grand opening of this knife shop here. And I just absolutely thank them so much for taking their time out, their weekend, driving all the way down and being here for that. And I remember that for always, buddy. Thank y'all so much for coming. But we enjoyed them here at the Pallet Cabin. We ate good barbecue, potato salad, and coleslaw, and had a delicious lemon pound cake from the Mennonite restaurant over in Macon County, Georgia. It's in between I-75 and Montezuma. It's probably about 5 miles outside of Montezuma, going toward, is east of Montezuma, going toward the interstate on I-75. So if y'all ever in the area, y'all need to eat there at the Mennonite restaurant. It's very, very good. But there it is right there, guys. I just want to thank y'all again for this slip made specifically for my knife, for the knife show. They have a 4-inch Barlow from Bear & Sons, and they used it as a template to make these sheaths. They gave their dad one, and they each got one. So we all have one now, and I love it. I really do. Thank y'all again so much. And again, thank y'all for coming this past weekend. I hope to see y'all soon again. And this one here, guys, is one that I ordered for my Remington display case. I paid $55 for it, and that includes shipping. So, but look here. There it is right there. And I believe this is called the waterfowl. Yeah, the waterfowl. There it is right there. It's got a different look to it. I think it matches that trap or the fixed blade knife. I'll show you over there. But this has that blade right there, guys, and it's absolutely in great shape. It's got the box with it. That's got a serrated edge right there. And then you have, what is this right here? Okay, it's a punch blade. I guess it is. Got a little punch there. Very cool. And then I think we have another choke tool right here. See there? Danger. Unload gun before changing choke. It's a 12 gauge and 20 gauge. But this is going to be going in my display case today. We'll do it on the video. It's gonna look good in there. But it comes with a box and everything, y'all. And that's what I like right there. Ain't that awesome? Love it. Hoorah. And this one here, guys, we'll go ahead and do this right here. This is the Barlow that Mr. Jim from Barlow Brigade sent in. He's got a YouTube channel. But it's a king cutter. Love it. And Mr. Wade thinks that was once stag. It's pocket worn. You see how it's indented up there and over here. It looks like he just thinks it's really pocket worn, and I kind of agree. It's got a little crack around that pin right there, but that's just fine. I love it because it's a king cutter. I really like king cutter. I really do, guys. Great history behind them. They started in 1870. But we're going to be going over the history in this book real quick. But again, this pattern. Now, my book don't have the exact pattern, but it does have the K2881 in there. But this is a 3/4. And I don't know what the 3/4 is for. It could have something to do with the clip blade that they have in here, but it does have a long pull. But you see right here, the 2881, which is up here, right here, K2881, 3 1/8. It's a smooth bone. See, the 3/4 could have meant that it was stag. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. I don't know if that's smooth bone that it's just got them lines in it. I don't know. But Wade seemed to think it was stag at one time. It's just pocket worn. But anyway, if it was in mint condition back in 2008, it'd been worth $150. And that's pretty cool. But this again is a 3/4, and it's not in there that I see at all. It would be right under that one if it was in here. But I'm telling you guys, you cannot find a better book that has all this information in it. I'm telling you, sometimes it don't have the company's name in it, but they usually overseas, German or name brands. But if it was made in the United States, 99% sure they'll be in here. I've never come across a USA made company that ain't in this book, and I've looked a bunch of them up. But we're gonna look at king cutter, the history of king cutter. See, it's got K-bar right here. Got the different knife patterns. This is king cutter here. See, king cutter. King cutter. The king cutter brand was used for pocket knives as well as numerous tools and hardware items marketed during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. It was a brand stamping used by the E.C. Simmons Hardware Company of St. Louis, Missouri, beginning in about 1870. Simmons Hardware owned controlling interest in the Walden Knife Company, and testimony to the quality of its products is evidenced by an award presented at the 1905 Lewis and Clark Exposition held in Portland, Oregon, for the superior excellence of quality and finish of their Walden and King Cutter pocket knives. Well, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of companies out there in Portland, you know, and that's one of the knife capitals of the world, guys, in Oregon. There's just a lot of good companies out that way in the West. You see, the 1920 merger of Simmons Hardware and Winchester resulted in the movement of Walden Knife Company equipment to New Haven, Connecticut. Walden had made King Cutter knives, and for the next 10 years, they would be made by Winchester. So, King Cutter knives were made by the Walden company, and then it was replaced by Winchester. In 1940, the merged companies were again split when Chapley Hardware purchased the assets, including a controlling interest in Walden Knife Company of Simmons Hardware. The brand and knife patterns were continued by Chapley until 1960, when the firm closed. See, that's when King Cutter ceased to exist, the real King Cutter, made in the USA. It's It is difficult to use king cutter pattern numbers to determine knife description. The following listing, which includes knife style, close length, handle material, and number of blades, should permit one to find most king cutter knives and determine their collector values. See, this was back in 2008, guys. See, knives marked E.C. Simmons on the tang and king cutter elsewhere on the knife are the very earliest examples. Followed by the bearing of king cutter keystone logo with E.C. Simmons in the tiny letters at the top. After 1940, references to E.C. Simmons were dropped, though the keystone logo continued to be used in various configurations. During the 90s, Frost Cutlery of Chattanooga, Tennessee revived the old name, and a line of pocket knives marked with the Keystone King Cutter logo had USA at the top. They are easily spotted as reproductions. So again, knives marked E.C. Simmons on the tang and king cutter elsewhere on the knife are the very earliest examples. Boy, I would love to find that. Followed by the bearing, those bearing the king cutter keystone logo with E.C. Simmons in the tiny letters at the top. I'll get you an example of that in 1 second. But this is the knife that Mr. Jim sent in again. And you see it's just got the E.C. Simmons with the Keystone logo right there. No E.C. Simmons there. So this knife was made from 1940 up through to 1960. But it does have brass in it. So I'm thinking it was either made in 1940, before we went into war, but or late 40s, after World War II, or even in the 50s. I don't think it was made in the 60s. I think it's either 40s or 50s this knife was made in, because it don't have the E.C. Simmons. And I'll show y'all an example of that real quick. But you see that right there? See how that's got E.C. Simmons up at the top right there? That's how from 1870 to 1940 is when, you know, King Cutter was making tools and knives and stuff. But this is actually probably from the 20s to 40, because it's got E.C. Simmons at the top and King Cutter. But you see this one here has just got King Cutter right there. So this was a later example of when Shepley owned them. But this here is a knife that I actually replaced the handle on right here. And it was missing the handle. And it's in a video. It's probably from last year. But this is possibly a 100-year-old knife, guys. And this knife's in great shape. I love it. It's in my display over there with the King Cutters. But I actually got a King Cutter display case coming for the knife show. I'm trading a knife for it. It's a beautiful display case, and it's going to be over there. I've got to move the but I'll show you what I got to move, and I'll show you where I'm going to be putting it. But there's going to be just nothing but King Cutters in that case. I cannot wait to get it in and just start finding the King Cutters to put in there. I think it holds like 20 knives, I think it does. But just great knives, guys. I love the King Cutter brand. I really do. Love it. But that's the history of King Cutter. And I just love the brand. I especially love the ones with E.C. Simmons. I have an original sign over there with E.C. Simmons. It's a very, very nice sign. It's a porcelain sign. But we'll look at it here in one second. That's what I wanted to go over in today's video, guys. But we're fixing to do the tour. But again, I thank Mr. Crawford and Matt from Carolina Knives and Knife Crazy. Thank y'all so much for this slip. I love it. I want to thank Mr. Dillon again for sending this knife set in. And I want to appreciate Mr. Kendall for giving me the info on that caper, that knife right there. And we're about to add this to my display case. Hey, now guys, we're going to go on a little tour and we're going to talk about a few of the knives on the walls and in the display cases. So I hope you enjoy it. Guys, this is Bucky and Cutter's Corner right here. It's just, I have different knives up there and I'll show you what they are here in a second. But here is Bucky. I picked him up in Catala, Georgia. I think I paid $245 for him, but he's just a chainsaw carving that someone did. And this is Cutter. I picked him up down in Albany, Georgia. Got the hat from Mr. Rex Wiseman. He gave me that hat. It's actually a dress blues hat from the Marine Corps. It's a leather hat. And this hat comes from Mr. Bobby Scarborough from Macon, Georgia. It's actually got Doc in the hat right here. It's pretty cool. But these are the shelves I put up, guys. I had to cut them down some, but I did dye them on the side. And you can't even tell it where I cut it. But these are just some old timers that I have. You got the little lot blade right here. Then you got a 34 T. Here got sent in by Mr. Merritt from Mississippi. This one here was just a 125 OT, and that was a 25 OT. These are some Bokers right here. Some of my better ones. That one right there is an electrician's knife, was given to me by Mr. Wade. But I absolutely love tree brand, the Boker tree brand. These are some Bucks. That one right there is actually bone handle right there. Ain't that cool? 309. And these are just some other Bucks. That's a buck. What is that? A buck 500 right there. And that's a buck, an old buck 110. See that right there? You got a dot on each side. Here's my GECs. That's the only three that I own. Beautiful knives. They're all single blade, but I absolutely love this saw cut bone right there. Ain't it beautiful? Cool, ain't it? That right there is red bone. Love that. And these are Camillus's. This one up front is actually a Kent, but it's made by Camillus. It's just in great shape. That one, I believe, Kent was being made by the Woolsworth department store by Camillus, and that was from the 30s, I think. I'll verify that. But that's a bone handle electrician knife, a 4-line Camillus. That's probably a World War II knife, if truth be known. But that's another Camillus. Got match strike pull. That one's an old one right there. That's got the short line. It's 46 to 50. Pretty cool, ain't it? One right there is a Big Daddy Barlow, and that one right there is a 26. 2 is for the 2 blades, but that's Stagline right there. Probably from the 70s, but that's a brand new in the box. I have the box for it. It's a sword brand, Camillus. Never been used, carried, or sharpened. Very cool knife. These up here are just some Imperials, Colonials, and Providence Cutlery Company. Them two are, but I just love that sheepfoot blade as the main blade. They're old knives, and that's a beautiful Colonial. It's not a, again, this one is not a clamshell. It's a solid knife. Big jackknife is what it is. But this is probably my most favorite Imperial knife ever. Great knives, but you see it's got a little Phillips head screwdriver, punch blade, and then on the main blade it has Boy Scouts of America. It's probably from the 60s or 70s, but it's got a can opener and a bottle opener with a flat tip screwdriver. It's a 5-blade, but that's a well-made, beautiful knife. I think it's Darwin handles, but I absolutely love that knife. It's one of my better ones. I have another one, but it ain't in this good a shape. Beautiful knives, they really are. And this right here, guys, is I picked this up in Opelika, Alabama, at a antique mall. It's actually a porcelain sign, one of the originals. It's just I don't know what year, but it's pre-1940 because it's got E.C. Simmons right there. But you see right here, this axe or hatchet got sent to me by Mr. Second Chance George himself from Faribault, Minnesota. Awesome guy, awesome guy. But we got to put a shelf here, and I got a special knife I'm ordering this week. That's going to be going right there. And this one here I got from DK Farms, the display case. I paid $100 for it. This right here is a case exchanger in 1985. You see that? All the blades have 5 dots on them from the 80s. But beautiful knife, beautiful stag. I love that. But this is going to be moved, guys. This is going to be moved because I'm getting a King Cutter display case on November 16th. Mr. Drew coming down from North Carolina. I'm trading him a knife for it. And beautiful. It's going to be sitting right beside this one here. It's probably going to be on this side. I don't know yet. This is probably going to be in the middle of the 2 display cases. But you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 King Cutters now. Okay, thanks to Mr. Jim. I had that one there. The bone handles are in great shape, but the blades are not. I got it closed, but I just love the King Cutter knives, guys. I really do. But these knives are in excellent shape. My wife Valerie actually found this one up in Barnesville, Georgia. I think we paid $55 for it, but look at the bone handles. This is 1940 to 1960. This one here, guys, is probably from early 30s. It's got a gentleman's, it's a gentleman's knife, but it's 3 blades. But this is actually 1870, 1940, but I think it's made either in the 20s or 30s. This here is just a regular King Cutter from 40 to 60. Love it. But all the King Cutters are going to be coming out of here and going to my King Cutter display case. It's going to free me up some more room to actually put some more knives in here. It's probably going to have more of a bear theme once I get my King Cutter display case. So a lot of room going to be freed up. More knives in there and more knives in the King Cutter display case. Going to be buying some more of those. But this has got to be moved somewhere. But again, guys, I got the flag display down there given to me by Mr. Jim, Barlow Brigade, out in when I went to Deep South Cutlery Trade Days. Absolutely love it. This here again is the Boker Tree brand knife made in Germany. And it's got Damascus steel right there. And you can see it's made from a Sherman tank, M4 Sherman Damast. But that blade right there is made from an actual Sherman tank. From what my uncle got killed in World War II in. And there's a story right there. It says, according to eyewitnesses, Sergeant Stevens J. Ribovich, commander of tank numbers, got the serial number of the tank. I thought that was pretty cool, too, of which PFC Taylor was the driver. The tank received a direct hit while near Bionel Court. PFC Taylor was killed instantly, and all the other crew members abandoned the tank. The ammunition then blew up and the tank burned. It is Sergeant Rebovich's opinion that PFC Taylor was completely consumed by the flames. But this is, again, is my granny's correspondence with them, and that's their response. But she went to her grave not really knowing what happened to him, and was wanting to know about a flag, wanting to know about the box that she just sent to him. But none of that was returned. They never got a flag, but that's their response there if you want to take a screenshot and read that. But it says, it is true that parents of soldiers who die there in the United States receive the flag, which is needed at the burial. But it's not customary, right? Customary to give flags to parents of the boys who died over here. See, that is so screwed up to me. I think every parent, I'm sure they do that now, but that was, to me, that's like a slap in the face that they couldn't even just bring a flag to the people that lost their loved ones over there, that their young men got sent over there and got killed. They should have been nice enough and gracious enough to give them a flag too. It's just unreal to me that was kind of a response that was sent. He should have said, yes, by all means, we will be giving you a flag. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that's just the way it was back then. But this is the actual letter this is all she got from the Army, guys, right here. That's it. But Again, guys, remember, freedom isn't free. It's men like that who have died for us that we may enjoy the freedoms we have of today. So just remember those. But these are campaign medals. That's actually the World War II Victory Medal, and that's a campaign medal of European, African, Middle Eastern campaign right there. But these patches were just given to me by Mr. Eric to go in here, and I want to thank him for that so much. But guys, these are actually, I found out, are the correct insignia for private first class during World War II. The ones that has the round bottom didn't come into the 60s, so these are right. Them are correct. So I know the tag said World War II PFC chevrons when I got them. And that's actually a U.S. button for a uniform from World War II. So very cool. I'm going to be adding some more stuff here and there. But all these right here up are World War II knives. I got this one from Rubidoux Creek Outdoors. That's actually, I'll show you the book. Guys, here's the book that I bought off of eBay. I learned about this book from Mr. Eric that comes over. He had bought it on eBay and he let me know. And here is the patch that Mr. Rubidoux Creek Outdoors gave me. It's actually a green one. It's not a red one that he gave me, but I appreciate it very much. But it goes along with these knives here. I have an Imperial one. I have a Camillus one right there. But I absolutely love this book. But I shared it, and a lot of y'all have purchased it from eBay. It's a very good book. Very good book. I love it. But there it is right there, guys. But it has this patch along with these knives, and he wanted me to send me that to go along with these knives here. But that one was used by the Coast Guard. That was an emergency fishing knife during World War II. This is that USA don't mean United States of America. It means U.S. Army is what that means. Because there's also another one, that USN on it, for U.S. Navy, and I'm looking for that one. But these are what they call the engineering knives, and they were issued to troops. A lot of brands made them. Powell Cutlery Company, Camillus, Imperial. A lot of the companies made those during World War II. But that right here was given to me by Wade to go along with his memorial. And I love that trapper lock right there. Love it. This one here, guys, is a USMC bolo knife. I just recently bought an original sheath for it. You see the date on it, 1943. Boyd, USMC, hoorah, and ham-bone blades. This actually got sent in to me from Texas. And you see there, it's got the CH right there under the U.S. Chiptillion, New York, where it was made, in USMC. This was actually used by the Marines and the medics there to clear the jungles in the Pacific and to actually make stretchers. They would cut down the saplings of small trees and use them as poles to put in the stretchers to actually carry the men off the field or transport the men around. So, but Mr. Hambone Blades sharpened it for me, put a samurai sword edge on it, and he actually put curly maple, stabilized curly maple for the handles. Hoorah. Absolutely love that knife. Love the story behind it. Come from Texas, a good friend of mine. Did the handles, sharpened it. Bought that on eBay. Hoorah. Hang on a minute. Okay, guys, this is my Gerber collection. These are some of my better ones. I have several other Gerbers, believe me. These are belt buckles that turn into knives. Got a bald eagle right there. You got a deer right there. They're very collectible. They're very hard to find. Paid $38 for that one, and paid $10 for that one. And this here is just a sharpening stone, a honing stone. And these are just Gerbers. That one there's got a stag handle on it. I've never seen one with stag on it. I had to have it. I think I paid close to $100 for it. I think it was like $92 for it. This one here I got in a trade from Making Cutlery Great Again. He has a YouTube channel. Y'all check him out. This one I got from Wade on a trade, and I gave him a knife and $100 for it. These are very expensive too. I have a sheath for that one, and this one have a sheath for this one too. This one right here is a, I forgot what they call this. It's a combat folder, but it's an absolutely unused knife. It's got Fairburn and Rex, the Applegate. They're the ones that designed this, but it's an absolutely gorgeous knife. Very collectible. And that one right there is a Gerber Magnum. Right here, I found an antique shop in Griffin, Georgia. That's actually a Gerber exchanger. Very collectible, very rare. This one here I got from Smiley's. It's actually a fixed blade knife with a sheath. I gave $60 for it, and they're going on eBay anywhere from 100 to 120 now. So, very good collection. I love the Gerber brand, especially the older ones, 70s, 80s. My Grail Gerber right now is a Mark II. I'll be buying one here probably next year sometime. There's a few more knives that I have in its place to buy before I buy the Mark II. So, again, this is my Remington display case. I just added that one today. So, very good a collection that's going on. I got these two left, and I'll be looking for those here real soon, probably after the knife show. And these here, guys, are just some of my extra knives. And believe me, there's a bunch of knives in there that could be out here on display. I just don't have the room for them. It's just, I just have a lot of knives, guys, and these are real. They're worthy of being displayed too, but I just don't have the room for them. And I have several in the house too that I could put out here on display. I'll be swapping some in and out. I sure will. But this one here is a Schrade display case, of course. This right here is oak. This is probably from the 80s, but it come from the original Wiggins hardware store out in Wiggins, Mississippi. I think one of the owner's sons or somebody brought it to Mr. Heath Warren. He's coming to the knife show too, guys, from the Wiggins. He's going to be having his Warren ambles. Y'all check him out on Facebook, but he makes ambles like this over here. I bought this from him right here. He made that amble. That's the kind of stuff he makes right there. But when I bought this from him, I paid $150 for it. But you see it's got the old prices down here. That's why I'm thinking it's from the 80s. But I had this one brand new in the box already, and I had this one brand new in the box already, new old stock. So I went ahead and added them in there. But I cannot wait to jump on this. It's probably going to be after the knife show, once I really hit this hard. But I love it. I love it. It just fits really good in here. But this right here was given to me by Mr. Rex Wiseman. It's just a display that you would find in a hardware store. But I had this knife. The knife didn't come with it. It was all folded up like it come new. But I had this knife here that actually is that knife. It just ain't a pristine one. I'm going to look for one and eventually change that one out. And this one here is a Schrade IXL that I bought from Mr. Wiseman. Paid $100 for it, but it's beautiful stag right there. I just love it. I do. This right here is just old collector match boxes of posters from the Marines. Picked this up in Hawkinsville. I think I paid $6 for it. But I had to have that, guys. You don't never. It's still got the matches in it. The matches are never been used. The box has never been used. But it's just a great thing to throw in here. It's just great to look at. And these are some of my better knives too, guys. And believe me, I could swap these out with several of my knives from inside the house or in that display case. And I'll be swapping them out from time to time. But there's just bunch of great knives in there. That one actually right there is a Bear & Son, real stag. Deep South Cutlery had some. I'm trading them that knife for one of my show knives when they come. That right there is probably 30s to maybe the full 40s. It's an automatic. I think it's an Imperial. I love that knife. It was sent in to me. I don't forgot who sent it in, but it's just and it works. It's an automatic knife that works. This is an automatic German knife right here. that I bought up in Dexter, Georgia, from one of the subscribers. He got a booth in there, and he'll be at the or at the knife show. This one here is a Remington dog grooming knife, bone handles, very rare, probably from the 20s. And a lot of them are cases, guys. All these are X's under, meaning 1940 to 1964. That's a 1940 to 1964. That's a 40 to 1964. That's a shark's tooth. Stag right here. Beautiful. These two are just them flags. I got that one from Eric on a trade. I bought that one at an auction. This one here is a single blade folding hunter case. Lock blade. Very rare. With laminated wood handles. I actually got that from Wade on a trade. Case razor right there, 1970. That right there is that rust lock I got in the other day that the bone just turned out to be just gorgeous. I knew it would. It just needed to be refreshed. It was really dry. Need to be cleaned. That right there is a trapper lock that my wife gave me. It's a, I forgot what year it is. Hang on. Year. That right there is a 2008. Right there. I believe that's the first year of the trapper lock. I love that. Looks like a strawberry bone. Love that. And that right there is a Zippo trapper lock that was sent in to me from a subscriber. Absolutely gorgeous knife. And this one just got sent in to me as well. I love that knife. Very cool. And these are just queens, guys. This is the little chief, I call it. These are the big chiefs. This is an older one from 61 to 70. This is probably from the 80s right here. But just a great group of knives, guys. Great group of knives. And this one right here was gave to me by Mr. Merritt. They're coming to the knife show as well. It's like a canoe style, 3-blade, hen and rooster stag. Made in Germany. Absolutely love that knife. Really do. Beautiful. Beautiful knives right there. We've already went over that. But this is my display case from my Zippos, guys. I'm constantly buying some, but I'll be hitting this hard with ships. I'm probably going to be going up to Woodbury this week and try to buy the U.S. Raleigh. Maybe Thursday or something. Or maybe even Saturday with my wife. We might ride up there. That would be fun. But just a lot of good old Zippos, guys. That one right there I learned is solid copper. Very rare and pricey. That was just sent in. Love this. I really do. This is so much fun, guys. Y'all need to, if y'all don't have one, you have some Zippos, buy one. It's just so much fun to buy them and fill it up and look at them. It really is. There's my little bison over there in that corner. Now these right here are some of my most extreme bucks or good bucks. 110s. I have several buck 110s, but these are brand new with boxes from the 80s. That right there was sent in to me by Mr. Chuck from Gatesville, Texas. So titanium. The handles. I think it's a 560, I think it is. The number on it, I think it's from 90, if I'm not mistaken. This right here is an inverted buck. See that right there? That's probably from late 60s or early 70s. That right there is just a brand new in the box. I have the box. That's a buck 112 Ranger. And that one is, actually has a year. That year will be right here. This right here is a pilot survival knife. I paid $75 for it at the Dawson Slappy Pawn and Jewelry down in Albany, Georgia. Paid $75. It has the sheath with it. That one right there is a Captain America. It just got sent in to me too. This is a buck 119, brand new. I have the box. I bought it in a hardware store over in Buena Vista, Georgia. That right there is I traded for a buck 124. That I traded for up in Macon, Georgia at Tony's Pawn Shop. That right there is my original K-bar made by Ontario Knife Company in Olean, New York. I actually got it. Nobody issued me this knife. I'm going to tell you the story because I can't get in trouble for it now. But I was driving a truck. That's my truck right there. That's That's some of the guys I served with over in Desert Storm. That's me right there in the middle with a flat top. But that truck right there is a I forgot the model. But anyway, my truck number was 315. I forgot. It's not a. I have to look that truck, but anyway, it was a 10-speed with a 5 low transfer and a high was 5-speed too. So it was 10-speed, and I hauled ammo for artillery. And anyway, I was taking, this is before the war now, or before the ground war started. I drove a bunch of guys up to a place where we could call home. MCI was big back then, and there was a line formed, and I was waiting in line, and I seen another line over there, and I got in line because I seen they were handing out something. I just want to see what it was, and I got up there, and they was handing out K-bars, and only a few of us got these from India Battery 3rd Battalion 10th Marines, and I was one of them because we got in line, and they didn't ask no questions. They just gave me a knife. I didn't say anything, and I got right back in the truck, and I still have it today, and I'm so glad I got in that line. And believe me, I'm not ashamed of it. They were handing them out to Marines. I was a Marine, so there you go. Right here is a Green River Works knife. Let me see if I can't. There it is right there. See the Green River Works, and that right there is the logo for that. But I just thought that was so cool. I didn't realize how old this knife is, guys. It's pre-1941, I think it is. They only made them a certain year. I'll have to tell you the dates right here, the date range when these knives were made. But that is so awesome. That's what Wade calls that is in the meat market, they had a breakdown knife where you cut big slabs of beef and pork and stuff like that, cutting the bone, and that was it right there. That was what he called the breakdown knife, because it is absolutely huge. But that's my little story, guys, about my K-bar I got issued in Desert Storm. Hoorah. Now this right here, guys, is just the World War, that K-bar I actually got in on Schrade. That's a theater handle. That's not the original handle to that K-bar right there. It's actually a World War II one, but what Eric called it is a theater rehandled K-bar, but that's the original sheath. But that right there is a lighter from World War II. It actually can light. I put Zippo parts. I put a Zippo flint in there, and I redid the cotton that holds the fluid. That right there is a USMC razor, World War I. These right here are World War I toy soldiers right there. And that right there is a compass I got, another compass I got, and that's another soldier. But that right there is the knife that was sent in to me the other day. It's got from Canada. It actually has a Marine radar, the unit on there, right there. See that? Is Max 7 radar. That's a radar unit that was used in Vietnam. And see, it's a long line Camillus. It's got a long line underneath Camillus, the word, and that's from 1960 all the way to like 1977, something like that. But then I just have some belt buckles that was sent in, Vietnam veteran, and you got let's see, World War II veteran. I'm also going to get me a Korean one and put right here. I'm looking for a Korean belt buckle now, and that's just some from the Korean War or Vietnam. That right there is military payment certificate right there. Ain't that cool? That was sent in. Then you got a coin right there from Desert Storm right here. That's pretty cool. I love all this stuff, guys. And this right here is from, I also have a Desert Storm coin too right here. Same thing as that up there. Have it down here with my Desert Storm stuff. This got sent in to me as well. It's a Desert Storm $2 bill. I bought that at an auction right there. It's a Desert Storm case trapper. That's my medal right there from Kuwait. That's the Kuwait Liberation medal. That's actually mine with the ribbon. And that case knife right here, Victory in the Gulf. I bought that in auction. That actually was sent in to me right there. Love it. This knife right here was given to me by Wade when we worked at the National Park Service in 1975. As you can see, it's commemorating the 200th birthday of the Marine Corps. See, right there. It was formed in 1775, the year my Marine Corps come alive at the Tun Tavern. Hoorah. But he gave me that while I worked at the National Park Service. It actually has the original sheath right there. Love that knife. But it also has, we also have some World War I metal soldiers in here too. You know, this thing, it lights up, but I'm gonna have to have a electrician come in and put an outlet behind here. Right here is just Schrade, all Schrade, guys. It's got the Schrade. It's got the old timers. These are actually Schrade Waldens right here. These two are. Hoorah. That's actually a second that was sent in, but it's got the most beautiful handles I've seen ever on an old timer. And the reason I say it's a second is it's got the name Schrade scratched out. It's a 34 OT, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I don't see no flaws. The only thing I see is the handles, the color, but I wish they would have made them all like that because I love them. Love it. And this one right here is a Schrade. That's actually sterling silver right there. It's 83 bone handle. Actually, it's got everlasting sharp. It's like a little series they ran, but this I found in a coin shop over in Columbus, Georgia. I think I paid 20-something bucks for it. That was there, brand new in a box with sheath. That right here is brand new in a box with a sheath. That's a 227 UH Uncle Henry with sheath. That right here is brand new in a box with a sheath. That's a 125 OT right here. Locking blade. Very, very cool knife. It really is. Love it. There's a Schrade pocket knives. It's a price guide. A catalog. You see it's got everlasting sharp right there. And down here, guys, is I have a few more knives to add in here, but this is all English made knives. This a Richards right here. That right there is a Taylor's eye brand. It got sent in actually from England. That was his grandfather's name. And I'm sorry, sir, that I can't remember your name, but that back there is a Richards right there as well. Just great group of knives. Sheffield, England made some of the best knives ever. And this one lights up too, guys, so it'll be all lit. This right here is a fishing knife that was made over from Alabama. You see it's got fish knife right there. But it's actually he made that by napping a flint and putting the wood handle on there. Absolutely love it. There's just some fishing knives there, guys, and that one's right there, brand new, still in the pack. That right there is a J. Martini knife that was sent in from Canada. And see right there? Just a beautiful knife. Beautiful sheath too. See that sheath? That's just another fishing knife, Imperial. But that's just my fishing knives section. Some of the better ones that I have. But absolutely just love this place, guys. Love this place. I got me a little board. I keep up with stuff on there. But this right here is the corner. I'm going to be adding more books. Them tall books won't fit in there, so I just got them laid down. But just beautiful area right here. This is just an old bookshelf, guys, that I put that orange oil on there. It made it look brand new. But this here are Western knives, and that's a book about the Western brand right here. And I love that book. That got sent in to me as well. These are Hammer brand knives right here. They are pristine from the 30s and 40s. Just pristine as they can be. These are my best Hammer brand knives, and I think all of them were sent in to me. I absolutely love Hammer brand. They're just a great carbon steel. They're just well made. They do, a lot of them do have clamshell handles, but still, look at the handle on that right there, how beautiful it is still. And this one here is just an awesome shape. Right there. Beautiful, beautiful knives. They really are. That one was given to me by Mr. Kendall. It's a Kentucky. These are two queens commemorating the Kentucky horse racing up there. Very cool. These are all queens right here. I actually found that knife. I don't forget how much. I don't forget where I found it. But I actually reshaped that knife. It's a queen, 32 to 55, gorgeous bone. That right there is a gorgeous bone too. That one's from the 90s. It was missing the queen shield, and I put a 9mm shell in there. Very cool, but beautiful bone. That one right there I found up in Pine Mountain, Georgia. I've just found out recently that the vendor that had a booth up there always had a bunch of knives. He passed away. But that one right there is a queen hawkbill that was sent to me by Mr. Drew Barker. I actually traded for that knife. Beautiful knife. This right here is a queen catalog from '99. This was given to me by the world famous Michael Hale. Love that. I have the queen tang stamps up here. Very cool. I always need a reference. I can't remember them all, so I'll come over here real quick and just look at it and see if I'm wrong or if I'm right or what year it exactly is. But these are all queens here too. This is actually a queen electrician's knife, and that's a Ontario Knife Company electrician's knife made by Queen. You can see the resemblance in them. This right here I bought on eBay, had a broken tip, reprofiled that point. This is actually a bone handle fishing knife from 32 to 55. Very beautiful knife. This is just a little bitty queen knife here. And you can see that right there is actually that right there, 32 to 55 as well, right there. Awesome. This is just a K-bar I bought from Katala. I had to repair it. The video's out on it. It was the pin. I had to replace the pin. This right here, guys, is just a razor sharp knife. It's actually a Kiss & Crane made in Germany. It's got that gray tint carbon steel, but that thing is sharp as a razor. I love this knife. That's why it's actually on display up here. Great snap. Plastic handles, nothing really spectacular about it. It's just made in Germany, very sharp. I just love it because it's got a bell on it. Now this one here is the Barlow from the Deep South Cutlery Trade Days right here. It's got bone handle. It's just a regular Barlow right here. See, Trade Days 2024, Bear and Son. But great knife, it really is. I love it. And these are some of my just cool to look at. They're just great knives, they really are. And we're gonna open them up. I actually bought this display case, guys. The corner was messed up. All it needed was wood glue. But this is a great display case, and I knew it would be. But this is a folding hunter right here. And you can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 5. I think it's a 1975 folding hunter case with laminated native wood with a drilled frame right here. Then you got this from 40 to 64 Marlin Spike roping knife made for the Canadian Navy by Case. Very cool. Got that in on a trade. I sent them a Dragonfly Spyderco. This right here, guys, is a case. The X is under. I think it's X is under. Hang on. Yep, X is under. Had plastic handles, and I took the plastic handles off because they were shrunk. They were brittle, but I put that bone, the deer antler on there, and it turned out really good, guys. I thought. I even took my Dremel tool and sanded that down so I'm to be able to reach that nail nick right there. That was one of my first ever knives to replace the handles. Look at that, I just cut myself. See that? It just got it's very sharp, but it was one of the first ones I ever put deer on, and I don't like fooling with deer antler at all because it stinks so bad. But I'm making me a place for the outside to continue that. This one here is a 1970 sodbuster right there. I forgot where, I think I bought that up there with Glenn in the North Georgia mountains. I think I gave like 20 bucks for it. But great knife, really is. I'm gonna get a napkin real quick, guys, because it's bleeding. Hang on. It didn't cut me bad. It just got me a little bit. Shave some skin off. That's all it did. It got me though. Sure did. Got one there as a test. This is actually the Barlow knife I paid $5 for. Case tested, 1920, 1940. Gorgeous bone. Ain't nothing wrong with bone at all. The little blade, ain't nothing wrong with it. Great snap. I had to kind of reprofile that sheepfoot blade. It was a little sunken in right there. I tried to make it a little straight, but that's a sheepfoot blade. Main blade, the rarest knife, the rarest Barlow case knife that you can find according to my book, because it's got the main blade as a sheepfoot blade. But great little knife. That right there is a tested too. Beautiful bone. That knife's been whittled down some, but I just think they're very cool to put in here. These two, I forgot, I think that's a 70s model, and I think that one's a 60s. It's a Whittler. Beautiful red bone. That one there is just a cool little case knife as well. That one is too. This one is a 92, I think it is. Case, K-bar, right here. I think I paid, I think 80 something bucks for it over in, I think in Byron at the Big Peach Antique Mall. But this one here, move these over some. There's some great knives. That one I bought from Mr. Rex Wiseman at Trade Days in Wiggins, Mississippi. This one got sent in from Michigan. It was really rusted up real bad. It was his father-in-law's that was a Marine. I don't forgot his name. I think it's somewhere in Michigan is where it come from. But J.O. Ventures Outdoors made a sheath for it. These three just got recently sent in. It's just a great set of knives. Great collection of fixed blade case knives. Awesome. I love that one right there with the big old case on it. Beautiful. All these are just great little knives to have. Not really pristine, but they're cool to look at, you know. Now this one here is very nice. I have it with the original sheath. All these have original sheath too. But I just love that case tested. Good story. Only paid $5 for it at Peaches to Beaches with a group of knives. These here just got sent in to me. They're the Boca Tree brand steak knives. These are all case knives, kitchen knives, including the scissors. Me and Mr. Wade put this together, and he thought it would go well in my case, or my knife shop, or my knife museum, as he calls it now. But all these are case knives, every one of them. That right there, Mr. Crawford just gave me the last one to go in there. All right. That right side up. Yep. Here it is.
Last one. Let me see, Crawford. Let me see.
Looking good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gamma.
Impressive.
Gamma. Complete jam set. Yellow. Is that carbon steel or chrome vanadium?
Chrome vanadium.
All chrome vanadium.
Chrome vanadium?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely love it. It's complete now. That display case is complete. We put a stamp on it. Done. All done. That right there is just a box for decorations. And what actually come in this box is 13 knives at one time. And it was but it's actually the same knife that this one was, that camp knife. But I think it was from 64 to 69, or even could have been the 70s. But that one right there, again, is from 40 to 64. But I think this is a newer box right here. It don't go along with that year. And that's just case paste up here for decorations. I have a big old Zippo box. But I have the case tank stamps right there. Them two sheets were given to me by world famous Michael Hale, and he's got photocopies of that you can buy, that you will be able to buy at the knife show. He'll have some of those for sale. Not much. He's not going to be charging much at all for them, but he made copies of them, and he'll be selling them up there at the knife show. That right there was just a sign that got sent in to me from New York State. He only lives about 20 miles from the case factory, so it's right over the line of New York right there. This right here got sent to me and given to me by Deep South Cutlery. That right there, beautiful knife. It's a big Bowie knife, but you see right there, love it, really do. It's got a little crack there, but you know what? It gives it character. I might get it fixed in the future, and I might not. So we'll see about that. But it's just got, some people wonder all their lives if they made a difference. Marines don't have that problem. And I really don't, guys. I really don't. The Marine Corps, great experience. I wouldn't take the world for it. From the experiences I gained, all the friends that I made for life, the brothers that I made for life, the ones that I served with are brothers for life. We can call each other today, and it seems like we never left. We can share stuff, close stuff we wouldn't share with anyone else. We can share that with them, and they are the same way. It's like we never leave one another, you know. We can call and be connected as soon as we start talking, you know, again. But anyway, guys, that is my knife showroom, so to speak. It's going to continue to change from time to time, and I'll be sharing with y'all the changes that I do. I've got the buckles on the way to fix this right here. I contacted them today just to find out where they are. But again, guys, as soon as something changes, I'll let you know. But it's just an awesome, awesome place to come, sit back, and admire everything. You know, this is just my little office area. This is my wall of fame here, and this is some brand new old timers right here that I got traded by Mr. Mike down in Alabama. I traded those for him. I don't forget what I gave him, but he gave me these. Got this Mr. Sasquatch there, got a moose there, and a buck signed by Mr. CJ Buck himself. That's another buck sign. Got signed by Mr. CJ Buck. I got all these signed at the Atlanta Blade Show. I'll be going again this year. And I just picked up this sign here the other day. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger, except bears. Bears will kill you. That's another buck sign signed by Mr. CJ Buck. Hoorah. But guys, this is my little area now. Guys, this is just my little hangout. I'll be doing a lot of filming in here. I'll be doing opening packages in here. But I'll still be doing the repairs in my other little shop over there. Right now it's just in disarray. It's got boxes pulled down. I've got to get the knives out of there and put it in tubs. A lot of them are parts knives. Some of them are good knives still. I got to put up into the house or in here in storage. It's just a lot to go through right now, but guys, it feels so good to have this done. You just don't know, it's going to free up a lot of my time. I got to get some stuff mailed today. I got to send out 2 or 3 packages. So I got to get that done. I'm sending one to Mr. Kendall in Tennessee for all those awesome knives that he traded me. I just want to thank him so much for that again. And I've got I've got a repair to do for an old timer 125 OT. It's got a little chip out of the blade. I got to do that this week, but I've got time to do that now. And I just want to thank you all for the patience. I'm gonna be opening packages this week, so again, I'm running way behind on those. Please understand that I just had a lot to do, guys, and I'm probably gonna, the week of the knife show is gonna be a lot to do with that too. So just a lot going on, but I love it. I'm not complaining at all. I just absolutely just love it that I'm done with this finally, and I can, my time is going to be freed up to do more things for the videos and to get ready for the knife show. So it's just, it's going to be fun, guys. It really is, and I just cannot wait for the knife show. And I just want to thank Mr. Eric, Lamar, Wade, Matt and Crawford, and Hambone Blades for coming over yesterday. Thank y'all so much for y'all thinking enough of me to come for my grand opening of the knife show. And I absolutely cherish that day, and I always will. And thank y'all so much again. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. I want to say God bless y'all. Until we meet again, guys, y'all be like a good knife. Stay sharp. Guys, we are here at the Pally Cabin. Everybody is here. There's Mr. Hambone Blades. There's Mr. Matt with Knife Crazy, Carolina Knives. You got Eric, you got Mr. Lamar, and you got old Crazy Wade.
Good old Wade. Good old Wade got to be in there somewhere.
He's already tried to tow Hambone Blades out of one of his knives.
Yeah. Look at this one right here, y'all. Look at that elephant, too. My God. I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's a 1973. Wow. That's a beautiful knife. Mint condition.
And what'd you say? What'd you say?
Oh yeah, he ain't getting that now.
Hambone already said, Wade, you ain't getting that one.